2006 is here. Wait, sorry. 2026 is here, and already it is shaping up to be a big year for Nintendo. We are still within the first year of the Switch 2, the Mario Galaxy movie is coming, and the Virtual Boy accessory is about to sell less copies than the original thing itself. I thought it would be fun to predict the year ahead and cover each month individually. Let me know in the comments what you hope to see from Nintendo this year, and subscribe for more Nintendo content. January. We're already more than halfway through. I should have released this video a lot sooner. This is usually the calm before the storm, but I predict that Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to get a free update and a Switch 2 edition. Okay, I'm not fooling anyone, this has already released, but I've been enjoying this update a lot. Mostly the free update stuff, but either way, I didn't expect to be into this game again 6 years after release on a brand new console, but here we are. A pretty good way to start off the year. February is going to be a bit more interesting as Mario Tennis Fever releases, and I think this game looks absolutely incredible. I really do hope this is a new start for the Mario sports games, as there was a lot of controversy surrounding the recent ones. I also think this will be the month we get the first Nintendo Direct of 2026, and to calm down expectations, I think they'll tell us this is mostly going to be focused on the games releasing in the first half of the year, and I think the big holiday title reveal will be saved for the June 2026 Direct. I wish this wasn't the case. I really do hope I'm wrong, I just honestly see it happening. Here we will see more from Pokopia, which releases in March. The Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition will release in April to coincide with the Mario Galaxy movie, and the same will likely apply for the Yoshi game, as we know Yoshi will be present in this movie too. I think Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will be released in May so it doesn't clash with Pokopia. Rhythm Heaven I could see coming out in early June or maybe even late May as well. DLC for Mario Kart World will begin rolling out in 2026, I hope, and the first wave could be announced here. I'm hoping we get DLC for this game throughout the whole of the generation to keep this game feeling fresh, so I see this coming soon. I won't go into more detail as I have made a wishlist video for the DLC, so feel free to check that out if you wish. More games will be receiving free updates for the Switch 2, and the Xenoblade trilogy will receive paid Switch 2 editions, with X receiving one later on. I don't know much about these games, but I feel like they could do with a Switch 2 edition, and it will of course make fans happy. Although they said this Direct is only going to cover games for the first half of 2026, remember they also said Animal Crossing New Horizons isn't going to receive any more updates. They are big fat liars, don't believe a word they say. The final big thing announcement is going to be Zelda related, and there are many rumors because of the 40th anniversary. The question is, what will it be? A brand new 3D game? Probably not, we haven't had Tears of the Kingdom for very long. A new 2D game? Probably not, we haven't had Echoes of Wisdom for very long. What I hope, and what most people are hoping for, an Ocarina of Time remake. If I'm being completely honest, this is more of a wish than a prediction, but I don't think it is as unlikely as people think. Ocarina of Time is regarded as one of the most impactful and greatest games of all time. It's a great way to celebrate the anniversary. We're getting more Lego sets for Ocarina of Time. Yes, I know we have the 3DS version, but that came out in 2011, mate. That was quite a while ago. This would make so many people happy. Let's hope it happens. Now let's talk about Pokemon. Another big anniversary this year as the franchise is celebrating the 30th anniversary. A Pokemon Presents is obviously going to happen on Pokemon Day, and I think firstly we will see Pokemon Colosseum releasing on NSO maybe on the same day or not too far from the presentation, and XD Gale of Darkness could release at the same time or later on in the year, but I do see both of these releasing in 2026. They are some of the last games on the original list when GameCube NSO was first announced, and these games are honestly a huge win for the service. This is the first time both of these would have been re-released To be honest, that's the case for most of the GameCube games. Colosseum is one of my favorite games of all time, and being able to play this on Switch 2 is going to be incredible. I think this would be a great opportunity to release the Pokemon pinball games as well, and why not Puzzle Challenge for the Game Boy Color? This would be nice as Nintendo Switch owners have something to enjoy as well. Now, just a quick note on the mainline Pokemon games for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. I'm not even gonna bother predicting if these will finally come to NSO. I have been praying for this every single year when the Pokemon Presents happens on Pokemon Day. I've even made a whole video on this before, and I just don't want to get my hopes up again. Whether they release on Nintendo Switch Online, through its own collection, separately on the eShop, I don't know. I would love for it to happen. I'm just not getting my hopes up. Moving away from the old games, I believe this will be the year Gen 10 releases. There are already tons of leaks for this online, which is pretty much a tradition for any Pokemon game at this point. It'll probably be a Switch 2 exclusive and will be a huge holiday title. I just seriously hope that this is less controversial and actually looks and performs good. Pokemon Champions will be shown and released this year too. I'm not too bothered about this game, but I suppose it will have its audience. Oh, and we forgot to talk about Virtual Boy. How dare I forget? Not gonna lie, I am actually kind of happy this is a thing. It's great these games are playable again, but some of the prices are a bit crazy, and I feel like they could have made this playable without the headset if they really wanted to, but whatever. March. Pokopia releases, and despite the game keycard controversy, it's actually pretty good. And it's the Animal Crossing X Pokemon game we've wanted for years. Not much else happened this month apart from a few free updates for Switch games on Switch 2. And for April, of course, this is just a Mario month. Mario Galaxy Movie, Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition, and Yoshi. Also, they decide to slap Mario Sunshine on GameCube NSO, and the first wave of Mario Kart World DLC releases. May is the month for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. It's amazing, it's fantastic, it rebirths the Miis, and Nintendo actually start taking them seriously again. I hope. Also, randomly, Donkey Kong 64 releases. We all know about the trailer where the box arts are supposedly in the background. Just release it, Nintendo, come on. June, we have Rhythm Heaven released at the start of the month, or again, it could just really be late May. They could just slap it in anywhere, to be honest. But the next Nintendo Direct is the talk of the town. This is the big one that shows Nintendo is not messing around this year. We kick things off seeing more of that Ocarina of Time remake that won't happen, and a release date is announced for September. They also reveal a special golden Ocarina of Time inspired Switch 2 console, and yes, the Joy-Cons are gold too. Think of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Joy-Cons. It's gonna look beautiful. And it won't happen. More Zelda Anniversary Amiibo are announced, and Twilight Princess releases for GameCube NSO. Finally, for the mini Zelda Anniversary section to start off the Direct, Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom receive a Switch 2 edition which releases in August, and we are shown just a little bit more of the Zelda movie, and a release date is announced for the big trailer coming later on in the year. Splatoon Raiders, we don't actually know if this is technically coming out in 2026, but I feel like it is. It would be a bit strange to announce it this early if it was coming out in 2027, but yeah, you could really guess any month. Let's just say October. Why not? Luigi's Mansion 4 is announced, and it looks absolutely beautiful and releases in October. The next wave of Mario Kart World DLC is announced to release in August. Fire Emblem is announced to be releasing in July, and also a new Big Brain Academy game is announced and also releases in July. Kirby, the little pink triangle that gets a game almost every year, gets one this year too. Who would have thought? I don't see 2026 being the year for the next new 3D Kirby game, but it has been a few years since the last 2D Kirby, which was in 2023. But that was a remake, and the extra epic yarn was of course a port. So that means 2018, almost 8 years ago, was the last time we got a brand new 2D Kirby game. So I do think it is about time for another new entry in the series. If this doesn't happen, I could see us getting a port of maybe Triple Deluxe or Planet Robobot, but if this happens, it should release on Switch 1 as well. The Kirby game, I believe, will fit perfectly in August. Now it is time to get a little bit bold. I think in this direct, with absolutely zero evidence backing this up, this is more of a hope, but a new Star Fox game is teased for 2027. Yeah, I know, it's not gonna happen. The final announcement is the big new 3D Mario game we have all been waiting for, and it is absolutely huge. It all connects, looks and controls beautifully, and releases in early November. And that, alongside Pokemon, are the big holiday titles for this year. July, we get Fire Emblem release and the new Big Brain Academy, and also they decide it is time to release the original Super Smash Bros. On NSO. August, we get our 2D Zelda Switch 2 editions, the next wave of Mario Kart World DLC, and the brand new 2D Kirby game. September is another big month. We get the Ocarina of Time remake that isn't gonna happen, and another Nintendo Direct is announced. This one is mostly going to cover the last few games releasing this year, but it will tease some games for 2027, so we have a bit to look forward to. More Luigi's Mansion 4 is shown, another wave of Mario Kart World DLC is announced to release in December, Metroid Prime 2 is announced to be releasing for NSO, and Mario Party 4 is also announced. Nintendo Switch Sports 2, or Nintendo Switch Sports Resort as I hope it's called, is announced and releasing in 2027. The series finally returns to the beloved Woohoo Island, and Sportsmates are absolutely nowhere to be seen. This is an early 2027 title, so quite a lot is shown off here. The sports available, the free roam mode, Woohoo Island is looking absolutely beautiful in 4K. It's gonna be great. Dr. Mario and Friends is announced and shadow dropped on the eShop right after the Direct. It features Dr. Mario, Luigi, and many of the other Doctor characters first introduced in Dr. Mario World. It's just a small eShop only title available on both Switch and Switch 2, but it's nice to see a new Dr. Mario game after all of these years. The final reveal here is just more 3D Mario footage, although a decent amount was shown in the June Direct. This is the big trailer that reveals even more and gets everyone hyped for November. October, we get Splatoon Raiders launching at the start of the month, and towards the end of the month we see Luigi's Mansion 4 release. November is the biggest month of the year for Nintendo as the big new 3D Mario game releases, and of course Pokemon Gen 10 releases later on in the month. Two huge games that will absolutely help Switch 2s fly off the shelf for the holidays. December, as usual, is a pretty quiet month, but we do get another wave of Mario Kart World DLC, and I'm just going to throw in another GameCube NSO game, and let's go with Wave Race Blue Storm, because why the hell not? That was my 2026 predictions. Now it's time for you to go in the comments and tell me you think I'm completely wrong. No, but seriously, I always love doing these prediction videos. It's fun to imagine what could happen over the next year, and I know some of these picks, like an Ocarina of Time remake, a new Star Fox being announced, might be pretty unrealistic, but from the games that are already confirmed for this year, the next Pokemon generation, which is practically confirmed at this point due to leaks, we're already in for a great year. I really hope that at the very least we get a new 3D Mario, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments what you hope to see from Nintendo in 2026, and make sure to subscribe for more Nintendo content.
Sunrise.